That is why growth mindset, knowing that yes, I may have limitations, I may not have all the skills now, it may be challenging, life may come in the way, but I am going to develop the mindset not to give up. Growth mindset will take you far. Now, when you have that change in mindset, it is super important because mindset that is especially growth inclined is what sets foundation for any change. So you need to understand for yourself, why is tech the right opportunity for me? Because some people focus on, I can make more money or I can work from home. I see that all the time. But the thing is, you've got to connect to the deeper why of what your life will look like. You know how to market your skills and your experience the correct way, then you'll be able to get the job. The closer your skills is to serving more people at once, the more money you will earn. Hello everybody and welcome. So in this special episode, I'm going to be demystifying how to get into tech without prior experience, what you need to be thinking about when it comes to transitioning to tech in 2025 and beyond. You see, there's a lot of overwhelming information out there about transition to tech. Is it saturated or not? Are there opportunities for me? Is it difficult? Do I need certification? Do I need to have experience in tech? Do I need to learn this, learn that? In this video, it's going to be something that people don't talk about. I talk about magnitude versus reach, how that is important for you to consider when it comes to choosing a career. I talked about the steps and the strategies and the framework that are proven that has taken people from having no experience in tech into six-figure thriving roles in tech. I've talked about how people, like amazing people who had a passion, who were tired of jobs like nursing, disability support work, are able to transition their skills into new opportunities in tech, and exactly how you can do that as well. If we're just meeting, my name is Noah and I'm a career and prosperity coach. Now, this topic is born out of the fact that I support a lot of people from different backgrounds. Some of them don't have any experience in tech. They've not done any degree in tech. They're just like having that, mindset that they wanted to learn, grow, develop the skills to be able to work in tech that gives them flexibility, joy, peace, happiness, and also gives them their opportunity to increase their earning power. As we all know, there's a lot of opportunity in tech at this point in time, and employ everyone that is thinking about it to give it a go. What do you have to lose? You're going to learn a lot about yourself. In saying that, there are people that don't actually know the step to transitioning, and that's what my company do. Along with my team, we give you clarity that for you to transition first, you need to have a change in mindset, from you changing your mindset from fixed mindset to growth mindset. Those people that are successful, that go on that journey with us, most of them have developed capacity to grow. And that is why growth mindset, knowing that yes, I may have limitations, I may not have all the skills now, it may be challenging, life may come in the way, but I am going to develop the mindset not to give up. Growth mindset will take you far. Now, when you have that change in mindset, it is super important because mindset that is especially growth inclined is what sets foundation for any change. So if you want to become an athlete, you need to have that identity. And that's why habits are also super important. If you look at the book Atomic Habits, it will teach you a lot about building good habits. So what is your habit today? What are the habits that you exhibit in your life? You will see, if you trace it back, it will determine how fulfilling, how the trajectory of your life will go. So if I look at my own journey, right? So when I wanted to build a habit to go to the gym to become more healthy, it was tough for me initially because it wasn't part of the things that were in my routine, my habits that I did with ease, right? So it was tough. There will be ups and downs. I will enroll in gym, I will not show up for a month and I'll cancel it and that was it. Or I have a burst of motivation again, I enroll, or I buy some home equipment saying, well, it's going to be easy for me when I'm doing it at home. But then I find myself never using those equipment until I found the why. What was the reason for me to actually build a habit to go to the gym without even being prompted, right? Right now, if I miss gym for 2-3 days, I feel it in my body and my soul like, there's something wrong. I need to do better, right? I need to find that time to go. Like, I'm just not comfortable. And that's because I've now gotten to the point where I've built it as part of my life. Like, it's an habit. And that connected to why. Now, why did I build this habit of going to the gym, trying to be fit consistently? Because it has now become part of my identity. Now, I regard myself almost like an athlete. Like, I feel good. My body, I'm energized when I go to the gym. I'm happy. I'm in my thought. I'm learning. There's so many advantages, so much that the benefit now outweighs the stress of, and the challenge of, oh God, I'm going to go to the gym is so hard. And trust me, going to the gym, doing the exercise is so hard. But now I'm at that stage where the reward outweighs that challenge. So it makes me feel so good. It was when I had a health scare that shifted everything for me. Now I knew I needed to change my lifestyle. It wasn't, the reward now is greater than pain. So immediately I connected to my why. I had that transformation. So I go to the gym with ease. Nobody needs to prompt me, as I said. And that is the second stage in that transition process. So you have a mindset that, yeah, I want to grow, but also you need to have a strong why to want to transition into any career. So when you have your why locked down, why do I want to explore this career? Why do I want to get into tech? What is benefit for me? Is my life going to change? What kind of life am I going to live when I get into tech? Right? Will it give me more flexibility? Will it increase my earning power? Will I tap into my potential of being innovative, of solving problems on a larger scale? What kind of people am I going to be working with in this industry? Does this align with my future aspiration? Would this give me energy? Because trust me, not everybody is caught out to work in tech, right? So you need to understand for yourself, why is tech the right opportunity for me? Because some people focus on, I can make more money, or I can work from home. I see that all the time. But the thing is, until you connect to that big reason, which are all valid reasons, by the way, but you've got to tap into what would my future look like if I get into tech and I'm working, maybe hybrid, maybe working from, because I say, so if you say my reason is to work from home, what if you get an hybrid job in tech? Yeah, you can go get another job, but what if it's challenging to get a full remote job? So are you going to just give up I got another job, it's hybrid job, I'm not going to do it, or I'm not happy because I'm going to the office some days? Only reason for you to want to get into tech should not be things like, I want to make more money, I want to be able to work fully from home. All those things are there, they are benefits, but you've got to connect to the deeper why of what your life will look like. You need to see the vision, you need to plan your life in a way that, yes, now when you're going through the journey of becoming that person, because it's now your identity, it is not challenging. You know that, these challenges are part of what makes me become that, business analyst, project managers. You want to talk to people that are already in the field as well. Is it challenging for you? Are there any challenges? What does that challenge look like? Is this something I want to be involved with or handle as well? These are super important things before we get into the next phase. Having a system, a strategy. And that's why, if you're not familiar, at ThinkSkills, we help you with proven strategy. So we've helped a ton of people in 100, especially people who are marginalized, African immigrant. And that's what is closely driving us. That's our motivation. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us awake at night. How do we deepen our involvement in this industry that is growing? If you want to be successful, just like in business as well, if you are in an industry that is growing, if you're part of that, the fact that you're part of that means that even if you do strategic work, not really hard work, you're going to be successful. However, you can do so much hard work in an industry that is going down or declining, and then you'll be doing hard work and not really see that outcome that you want, that you dream about. Take for instance, if you're a social media influencer building your brand versus if you're working to build a newspaper industry. The newspaper industry is good, but it's dying. How many people are reading newspaper? So you may be working very hard, but you're in the wrong industry and you start to lose steam. You start to lose motivation. You work hard, you don't see the result, right? You see the world now, AI. There's so many organizations, so many people innovating in that space, and you just see they're already worth $100 million. And that's not easy. But there's a hype and fact around AI now. If you're on top of that tide, you grow. So you don't want to be in an industry that is declining, but you also need to have that self-awareness. What do I like to do? It's very important. So that's why having a design for your life in the long term is important. What is the design I have for my life? Do I want to keep grinding? Right? So if you've come to that realization that yes, working in tech will change my life, then we're going to think about how then do I achieve it? Which is a strategy. For ThinkSkills, we have a proven strategy. We've helped a ton of people. So therefore, it is credible. More importantly, the support. So the support system, the empathetic system is where I think we thrive more than any other organization. Now, you can learn practical, technical stuff from anywhere and it will be correct. But who is there when you're feeling imposter? Oh God, is this me? Is this going to even happen for me? Or you go to that interview and they tell you, sorry, we've gone with another stronger candidate, and you're feeling nah, this is an attack on my skills, or I'm not good enough, or you've actually lost out on that opportunity because of some tactical errors that you made in the interview, and somebody to be able to look at that process for you and say, hey, next time, let's improve this part and work with you. Tailored support. Us is mission driven. We're part of the marginalized community. Tech Council Australia is a body in Australia, and only 3% of Africans are involved in the tech sector as at 2023 when I saw the report. Of course, with the work that we've done at SyncSkills, we've been able to, work with amazing, passionate people. Many of them now are working in tech. Of course, that number has increased because of the work we've done at SyncSkills. I can say that categorically because I have peace in my mind. There's numbers and facts to back it, right? So we've increased that percentage, but it's still a journey. There's still a lot of work to be done. Now, that always reinforces my belief that, wow, if these hundreds of people, right, that had no background in tech, they had nothing to do with tech. Some of them are surgeons, lawyers, accountants, disability support workers, and we show them that actually, hang on, all of these skills are not wasted. They are skills you can transfer and learn new technical skills in tech. And in fact, because you have all of this domain knowledge, it opens up opportunity for you in, look at this industry, the hospitality industry, the disability support industry, the healthcare industry, so many people. And that's why you see nurses come on that you say, hey, I'm very exhausted working in bedside nursing. For the pay I get, it's just like a revolving circle. I love to provide healthcare, but at this point, I've done it for 8 years. I'm just so exhausted and I'm wanting something more flexible. I'm like, yeah, hang on. All of these skills you have can still work in the healthcare industry, but you may be using your skills in a slightly different way, like a business analyst. And that's what we've done for some of them, right? So they use that skills, learned business analysis, project management skills, and now they're running projects. They're working in this industry. They are still adding value because, trust me, all the care, the knowledge, the technical knowledge, the soft skills, all of those things that they know as a nurse, as a surgeon, as a doctor, they've now transferred it slightly differently in another role where they are still able to add value and move project forward in that space. So it's still a win-win, but now they even earn more, right? They have more flexibility. They have more freedom. So rather than lose them entirely, they're now in an industry and they're thriving, they're growing, they're more happy. That is why this is incredible for that transformation. So we want more people to be involved in the healthcare industry. So if you're feeling tired, you're feeling exhausted, you're feeling like, wow, this current thing I'm doing does not serve me the way that I want, or even worse, there are people that are in an industry where it is not scaling. They serve one-to-one. And the closer your skills is to serving more people at once, the more money you will earn. Look at salespeople, for example. If you're selling one-to-one and there's no magnitude or reach, you will not make as much money as somebody that is on a stage talking to thousands of people and maybe 1% buys. Why? What's the difference? You're selling one-to-one. Somebody is selling one-to-many, and 1% of that person, that crowd buys, they're already rich. Versus one-to-one, right? Except you're selling $1 million. If you sell 100%, how many? If it's not 100 million, like if it's not high ticket, basically, you would need to sell a lot and spend a lot of time to be able to match someone selling one-to-many. That is how leverage works. That is how the world works. It's either you have magnitude or you have reach. That is how you make money. This secret, so many people don't appreciate it. They don't understand it. So if you're in a job where it's just the same thing, repetitive, you serve the same kind of people, there's no magnitude or reach in the work that you do, you need to ask yourself. Plus, if you're in a job where you use more of your muscle, more of your time, then that is not scalable as well. For instance, a lecturer may be very skilled. A lecturer may be very skilled in a particular subject. So the lecturer in his school, all of that, they get paid for that time. Versus another person may be skilled in that same area, but writes a book and sells to millions. Who makes more money? So that writing a book could be done once, but distributed to lots of people and they make more money. So that is why it is super important to understand magnitude versus reach so that you know how to position yourself in an opportunity that makes you grow. So for us, we want you to be involved in the tech sector because it has element of magnitude and reach in a way that if you use the right strategy where you build the skills, you get some experience in your belt, practical experience of the things that the industry actually wants. And then you know how to market your skills and your experience the correct way, then you'll be able to get the job. But as I said, the support you get at SyncSkills, beyond just the strategy of how we help you, one, build your skills, in a practical way to get experience and shows you the repetition of how you can apply your skills, plus how we expand your mind on how to market your skills the right way. So the things about marketing is key, right? So concept of marketing is about how do I show people best part of who I am. So if you're an individual, right, you want to show people your skill set, the problem that you can solve, the result you can get for people. Now, if you can show that in your resume, it is more attractive than listing out duties and responsibilities. So you do that in a personalized, tailored way, then you get more successful outcome. I'm not going to go into the tools, the techniques and all of that, but the framework is that you need to show a personalized approach to all the jobs you're applying to, showing them your skills, your experience, and your achievement, the things you've done, the outcome, the result you got. If you show that, it's more enticing to potential employers that, wow, this person has done all of this. This is interesting. I think they'll be able to add value in our organization. So still on that, how then do you go to an interview and show up and become irresistible? So we have a framework called the SPEAK framework. The SPEAK framework talks about how you become irresistible in interview, that they would have no choice than to hire you, and not just interview, but also to keep your job. Have you ever been in an interview and you're like, they ask you a question and you're kind of like stuck, you don't have an answer and you don't have a way out, and it's just awkward. You lost that opportunity because of that. So the SPEAK framework shows you step by step how you have a structured response, how you make it personalized and engaging, right? How you make it engaging, how you make it authentic, and how you speak from a place of knowledge. If you do that, you apply it correctly, you would give them responses that they will be like, wow, this is amazing. This is, we hear this all the time, going through the training with our students, right? They come, they're like, wow, this elevator pitch response is incredible. You've answered 2, 3, 4 of our questions. We've seen it several times. And that's why we know that it works. Because it's not just about getting an interview. What then do you do? And as Africans, we must go beyond and over. You must display 120%, I always say, better than every other person. That's the only way you stand a chance, right? You must prove beyond reasonable doubt. But then congratulations, you get the job offer. For us, we prepare you for day one. What is day one? So if you're transitioning to a new career, how then do you go and show up in a way that they don't have a clue that you've not been doing this for years? First of all, our training, remember, our strategy trains you in a way that you have experience in a practical way. You get to the third level of learning. You leave where you're just gathering information like university will do, expose you to more information, you cram it, all of those things. No, you get to comprehension, understanding the information you're exposed to. But more importantly, the third stage of being able to synthesize that information in a practical way, right, to solve problems for organization. That is where we get you to on our program. So when you build these skills and it's your day one, we want to show you all those cues, how you introduce yourself, how you're warm. Because people get on with people that are warm, that have good interpersonal skills. And we're not saying become an extrovert. We're not saying change all your personality. We're not saying you should climb the table to show that you're a likable person. That is not what we're talking about. We are saying there's some mannerism that you must have when you're going to a new job. It doesn't matter if you're transitioning or not. How do you show up? Hey, they're going to ask you, hi, Noah, how you going? Welcome to this team, welcome to the organization, make chit chat, especially for us from a culture point of view. We are nervous, you're like, oh yeah, am I supposed to be here? You are supposed to be here. Once you've gotten the job offer, it's a validation. You're now colleagues with them. So you've got to show up and be confident, right? Shake hands, yes. Yeah, excited to be here. Tell me how long, what do you enjoy about being here? What's your role? What do you do? What do you do in your department, right? So all of those small chit chat, have it with them. Be comfortable, but don't overshare. Like, don't share all your experience of, oh yeah, I transitioned, I did this, I did that. I just moved to Australia, blah, blah, blah. Nah, be wise. So we talk about all of those day one preparation. So you go there, you feel confident, because trust me, for people that are transitioning, they have that nerves like, oh God, it's my first day on the job. We all do. You're changing the job, you're meeting new people, you have that feeling. But what I want to finally cap on this video is the support. So now as you're working, now, many people feel like, yeah, your transition journey is done once you get the job offer. No, it's not. I've heard of stories of people who lost their job after 1 month because they were found out their training was not good enough. They were not skilled. They were not capable of working in complex environment. So work environment is complex depending on where you get a job, right? So there are some companies that throw you into deep end. There's not proper onboarding. There's some companies they want to throw you into projects immediately. There's some companies that are huge. The project is ongoing How do you validate things? So yes, you may be sure there's always that level of peace of mind you get when you like have like some coaches, people that will support you, and it's not time back like, oh, after 1 month that's it, or after 2 months, after 3 months. So for us as Think Skills, we make ourselves available. So on that job, we know it's a tricky moment for you. We know that you're skilled already. We know that you're skilled enough already. You just need that safety. So today, for example, I was coming back from the gym, and you see one of our students that just got a job like 1 month ago. So basically called me and it was like, I wanted to bounce idea with you. I'm working on this project and all of that. We ended up talking for about an hour, dissecting this project. I was giving him my view and my experience on, he was working on a CRM project, and we're mapping the flow, like, hey, these are the system, these are the user stories you should think about, validating all of that. By the time we were done conversation, it was like, wow, I wasn't thinking about it this way. This is so useful. It gives me confidence, gives me clarity. That's what we do. Like, we help you because we've gone through this, but we know how challenging it is. It's also challenging for us because sometimes you don't explain it well, the project, you got to probe. You may not also be an expert in all the domain, but that's where you ask questions. As a business owner, you ask questions, you validate, to be able to get to the right response. So key thing is support is super important. If you're in a new industry, if you're a new entrepreneur, you just need support and guidance from people who have done the thing before. And that's why they say a smart man learns from their mistake. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. There are people that have gone through multiple repetition and they can support you easily. So my name is Noah. I'll cap this video here. I hope this was value. If it was, if you want to transition into tech 2025, you want a proper strategy, framework, system, support that will help you change your life, send us a DM on our Instagram, ThinkSkillsAU, and we'll see you on the other side. Leave me a like. Your comment in the description would help me. And if there's any question you want me to answer more publicly, please let me know in the comment section. Really, really important. Will motivate me. Please like this, share with somebody. And if you want to learn more about what we do at Think Skills, there's a video we've linked here. Please watch it and also let me know your thoughts.